Hello again. I am back, and I am now reading the raw draft again. So I did record like 7 minutes of the last one. Then the dog started barking, so I just took a break. They were barking for a while, so I just was playing some Katamari. So now we are back. I will give some of the insight that I did when I was writing this at one of the chapters. At one of the points of writing this. So I will continue forth. So later. Hey, Doug. Hello, that's Sarah. That's not Yumi, by the way. Do you want to grab some dinner later? Just like tickling his neck. Sure, that'd be fun. So Alvin sees him from far away. Next morning. Go away. Hey, Doug. Cybernetics? No. It's your attitude. As second in command, you are an appalling figure. I saved your save it. That excuse has ran its course. You're just straight up irritating. As I am a professional, I'm willing to put up with some adjustments, but this is far too much. Stop being annoying. Stop being annoying. That is an order. Oh, yeah? Well, maybe I'll throw you a birthday party, Alvin. I'll send the iron in your body up to your brain. So he drops him. I will improve my attitude. There's also another matter, Doug. Sarah's using me? Alvin, I'm not that dense. No women are going to want to date this. Even you got to recognize that. I'm going to milk this for as long as I possibly can. I can see why you do that, but she is bad news. Thank you. I'll make my apologies tonight. So it basically just says this arc is about a lot of things, dourness, make this longer, but still. And this is just basically the summary here saying he goes from a depressed man to a tolerable man, still, a little depressed, but still. And that was kind of where I was getting to where I got cut off. Obviously, it's only 2 minutes in, but that was something that I did do when I wrote a lot of these rewrites and a lot of these books. I kind of like really focused on dourness and all that, but no one really wants to read that. Even me, going back and reading it. It was still from the soul, I guess you could say, but in terms of realistically, like writing, no one wants to read about this kind of stuff. Maybe like you could get away with one chapter, but you want to like have a balance of these interactions are real and that Doug is feeling sad versus readability, because no one wants to see him just laying around like this the entire time. It's not good for your writing. But I did go into depth with a lot of those scenes and a lot of the other rewrites that I've done, and it's just kind of like you can't really put it in. Maybe you can just leave it for yourself, but it's really not, unless your whole story is based around that, which this really is not. It's kind of just like, you know, I know it's like a really weird thing to say, but you kind of got to get over it and just write it, it's there, handle it with grace, and then just move on. Because if you do anything more, it's just kind of annoying. So, continuing on, I wanted to apologize. Yeah, whatever, I accept. Now let's actually train. So they're fighting. He dodges. You can do better than that, Doug. Maybe you can train me better then? Good retort. Plink. Whoa. So you can move spoons now. Anything else? I can climb up walls if I concentrate enough. And then I even said right here, I need a better reason for them to connect. Your technique is poor, but you're getting the hang of it. Go higher. See, about 5 feet in the air, which, again, I'm not a mathematician. That's not 5 feet in the air. You can believe it. Use your hands. Attached to the ceiling. Whoa. So how do I stay up here for this long? It's a weird feeling. Just imagine it like a third limb. I view mine as a hand. It touches other parts of my body. It aids my concentration. You can see he's got a imaginary hand in there. but other people don't even think at all. Like some people don't even have internal monologues, or they can't picture anything. I knew this one guy who had no creativity. He just used his power a single way. So he had no chance against me. You have to be creative. I see. So this is basically where I was cut off the last time, but this is a deeper thematic thing where I believe that in life people who have drive and are creative are better in terms of people who are not. And it's symbolized between the struggles of both Metal and Doug. In terms of Doug's powers, he's an idiot, but he's carefree and he learns to grow. In terms of his weakness, in terms of his power, and like with Metal, he always focuses on his weakness and he can't get over it. Doug always focuses on his weakness and he can get over it. At least in the cuts where they're enemies, because they both have similar powers. His is, I mean, they both really do get physically affected by their weaknesses, but Metal's being, similar to like a cancer, and Doug's being still, I mean, if he didn't have cybernetics, he would be very worse off, and even without that, he can't really do anything because he has a lot of his organs removed, and his ears are bad, and he's deaf, and he's blind in one eye. But him just being stuck in the past and always obsessing over his weakness, turning him into like the monster version in the part 4 with like that really brief scene. That's basically what I wanted to make it, is that he's so obsessive and he's not being creative and accepting that his weakness is what he chose and moved on, versus Doug's is he accepts his weakness after being reluctant about it and then moves on. But his creativity is what separates him from Metal, where Metal, no matter what he does, he can't really attack Doug, but he doesn't do anything creative like grab a rock, put it in Metal, and just shoot it at him, which Doug couldn't actually magnetize, but he doesn't really have any creativity. So that's kind of something thematically that's important. So, today's lesson is done. You okay? Question mark? Not really. I'm still upset over Dreamer. As much as I switched sides, some of them were my friends. Again, he's a double agent, so he's lying here. But I looked up Dreamer's file. He's a really messed up guy. He's still your friend? It was before, Doug. Don't feel like drawing it right now. Next arc. Next arc. Something's in the ramen. So this is another arc that I've always kept in where it's like, what if you had an addiction power? So, what's for lunch, guys? Ramen. So that's Yumi, Metal, and then again, I just added like more characters. So Alvin was originally the one that is not into it. So you and that ramen. What's wrong with the sandwich? Even the director's smiling. Isn't this weird? You and Hank got to try this. Stop being so picky. It's because even you, of all people, Zero, being way too cheery. Get some ramen and you'll understand why. This is Hank. Can I get you for a minute alone? And you can see he's kind of a proto-P with his hair. Sure, try the ramen. No thanks. How about ramen? Me and Alvin need to do an assignment alone. Yeah, alone. Well then, when you're done, let's try some. Slam. Click. Alvin, what is going on here? Must be some really good ramen. This ain't right, Alvin. Everyone here is on this ramen bender. It's like cocaine or something. I think it's a card user. A card user? What? How's that possible? The group is MBG, Dreamer, Nakajima, Name. Then Jack's group was all gone. There aren't any others. Oh, come on. You don't think there are any more of them out there? What about Doug? He's new. The professor stated that since we're getting to the end of the cards, they want to try and fill themselves out and will go out and seek people. Someone chose ramen addiction? Who cares, Alvin? Something's up. They've eaten the ramen every day for 3 weeks. You and I are picky eaters, that's why we're safe. Well, I guess we have to look around for clues. We better hurry. So then they go and find Mr. Chen. Hey guys, you really want to try this ramen? Try the ramen. Eck, can't you shut him off? Shut him off? That just can't be done. I need my emergency override codes. And the override gun? I can short circuit him with a voice command for a minute, but he's also coded onto it. He can just re-enable himself. Well, did you tell him the code? So he's loading a gun. Wait, Doug's an idiot. So this is another scene that's actually carried over to the rough draft where he's talking to Alvin and just puts his pencil in between his lip, or in between his lips and his nose is the correct way to say that. The password to remove your override is blueberry, cranberry, blackberry. Mm-hmm. Cybernetics code overdrive, automatic shutdown, user Alvin Lomax. Alvin! I told him the code before. Trading exercise. After him. So I also made it that metal is not, because then it's like it really wouldn't even be a fight. So, yeah, so a little retcon, make it so Hank, Alvin, and Metal don't eat ramen. Let's get out of here. Oh, no, you don't. Oh, so now he can use his powers. Tink. Lockout override code. So he was paying attention. Click, click. Wait, I forgot. It was 3 things. 3 things. Ugh. Well, I'm going to end it right there because I think that's a good point on ending it. So I will see you in the next one.